Me and 5 of my colleagues are working on our final capstone project as part of the Sheridan College Game Design program. Development of this project will take place over 8 months and is split into 5 phases. This devlog will cover the first 2 weeks of our project's conception phase, showing how we overcame the challenges of starting a big project, like getting to know a new team, pitching concepts, and the value of doing lots of sketches, talking, and rapid prototyping. So, where do you start? The answer is going to be a little different for everyone, but our team chose to create a Miro board where we could all write on digital sticky notes and make drawings in a shared space. Before the school year started, we decided to start early by sharing our favorite kinds of games as well as any game concepts we had kicking around in our heads. Once the semester started, we returned to our Miro board and each wrote down our personal goals for the year and what we wanted to get out of the project. We also recorded all of the things we were good at and areas we wanted to improve. So that's the answer, at least for us. The best place to start is by getting to know your team. Create a safe space where everyone can express their ideas and write everything down. At such an early stage, nothing is off the table, and you'll never know who might mention the perfect idea. And if you're working on a solo project, I highly recommend doing these same exercises, but with yourself. Ask yourself what games you're interested in. Write down every idea you have, and set goals for what you want to achieve, what you want out of the project, and when it should be completed. During this first week, our team got behind the idea of making a 3D action game in Unity Engine, with a hook that's unique and easy to understand. Something that you can effortlessly explain to your friends, like how in Super Hot, time only moves when you move. And in Mage Arena, you cast spells using your real voice. Out of all these ideas we shared, the one that stood out the most was the concept of a storm chasing game, where you're trying to capture footage of a raging tornado. The team thought the visual of a large-scale storm would be very appealing, and could also lend itself to interesting gameplay opportunities. In week 2 of concept testing, our team needed to pitch one idea to the class for feedback. But the problem is we had 3. One was a game where you had this tether tool that could attach to anything in the environment and use it to create platforms, shields, or projectiles. We thought this would be a great fit for the storm chasing setting, since loose objects could be flying all around you from the wind. We also thought that tether mechanic could be interesting for a co-op platforming game, where you and your friends play as sticky hands or yarn, grabbing things in the environment or each other, like throwing your friend to get an out-of-reach platform. Our third idea was a 2D platforming / racing game, kind of like Speedrunners, where you compete against your friends by launching them off the screen with your attacks. This game would use the camera in interesting ways by acting as a physical part of the world for players to bounce off. After reviewing each of these options as a team, we unanimously agreed to present the first concept. That's because it aligned the most with our goals we mentioned during the planning phase. Making prototypes was the perfect way to pitch each idea, and it's what convinced us that the tether mechanic is a lot of fun. Finally, our team had a concept to move forward with. A game where you explore the inside of a massive storm using the tether ability, which can be used to interact with virtually anything. It sounds awesome on paper, which is exactly what we wanted. But we needed to take the rest of the conception phase to flesh out this idea if we were going to spend the next 8 months developing this into a full game.